Hello, marketers. Welcome to the new episode of Hashtag Marketers Lead Talk, a show for passionate marketers to listen and watch what industry stalwarts are having their take on various issues of sales, marketing, advertisement, and branding. An initiative of the Marketing Soul, a community of passionate marketers to learn, network, and grow. Today, we have Anibar Mukheti, Head Marketing Saint Gobain Gyprock, a seasoned marketer, a business leader, strategist, and an accomplished professional with 16 years of MNC experience in diverse leadership and strategic role in both marketing and sales, as well as technology domain. An excellent professional track record in area of marketing and brand activations, brand building, brand management, CRM, key account management, and he loves interaction on marketing and beyond. Welcome anyone on hashtag Marketers Lead Talk.
Thanks, Sachin. It's indeed a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Perfect, great. So today, khela hobe re?
Yeah, it's on. I think fourth phase is over, so there are four more phases.
Right, perfect,
The
perfect.
game is on.
Game is on. Perfect. Great. So
Yes.
let's start ours one. Seeking your inputs about the impact on the consumers, with respect to the COVID. So what has been the consumer behavior impact as of now? You must be, going through, or you have must have acknowledged that. So your thoughts on it.
Sure. So I'll address it from two angles. One angle is how consumers actually, when they faced COVID, how did they behave? What were the key behaviors? And specific to my industry, also, I'll give you some pointers. So I think in the first time in human history, this was unprecedented when people were stuck at home. Even in world wars, people were had the opportunity of going out. But this is the first time across the globe, two-thirds of humanity were stuck at home. So and when they were stuck at home, I think what happened was two things. One is they had to consume media because there were a lot of news floating around, a lot of uncertainty. So first and foremost, health and safety was of utmost priority. So they had to sort of take care of those aspects. People need to survive to consume. And the second part which was there was most of the people, I think predominantly most of the industries are not work from home. So overnight, people became work from home entities, and so they had to adapt to new technologies, etc. What also happened was while the TV consumption went up, the digital consumption also went up. People were spending as high as 4, 5, 6 hours on the digital media, and which basically led to a different type of consumption pattern. So because what happens is TV is more or less unidirectional in nature, but digital you have your choices, right? And the content had much more variety, so people were going to that. If you notice, I think OTT is something which picked up big time, because prior to pandemic, my understanding, it was a predominantly a metro phenomena. Post pandemic, it is now more widespread, more democratic. That's besides the point. In addition to that, I think people started exploring new modes to purchase because they had to consume. So starting with basic essentials, they started exploring online channels. If you look at how things change, some stats, first 2 months into the lockdown, e-commerce had 11% newcomers, new visitors. Okay, they have never explored e-commerce. That's one. Secondly, people who have explored new e-commerce, around 16%, one out of six, explored new categories. And now that is widespread. That number has now increased maybe to 30, 35, 40%, depending on the category. And categories which like grocery, etc., people, we never sort of could believe that people will not buy from physical store. But if you look at the uptick, something like a grocery, people are buying, a lot of it is being bought online. I think the brands also responded in a way. There are the concepts like skyrise marketing came into the picture when all the societies members got together, they pooled together the requirement, and then the retailers came came to their doorstep with the supply. So new modes of engagement came into the picture. If you look at consumer durables, generally e-commerce, consumer durables, very high offtake as far as online is concerned. But fashion, accessories, etc., was not there. There was a huge uptake. I think one thing which changed was online education. So people were hell bent previously on campus learnings, etc. So now I think this is going to stay. Okay, so online education, etc. So fundamentally, what I'm saying is there were new categories, and there were categories there was a huge offtake, and I don't think it will be reversed. So once people have experienced the convenience of buying online, that's going to stay. The other thing which also started happening was people were also looking for authentic brands, because in times of stress, you really look at authentic brands, but there were brands which were very opportunistic and claiming antiviral X, Y, Z, starting from you can consume to even switch on a fan to a light and something. How it happens, nobody knows. But so people actually saw through a lot of opportunistic brands. Parallelly, there were brands which opened up their hotels to COVID warriors, and they were genuinely like supportive, and they went beyond their so-called CSR budgets. So people noticed all those things. The other thing which started happening was also, if you notice, people have, first of all, we have realized that do we need to really consume so much? That's one, because we can manage with I would say a couple of pair or a couple of t-shirts and one pair of jeans and so on. Okay, do we really need so many things on our wardrobe? So which brings us to the point we have now started realizing, probably, and especially the millennials and the people who are even younger, they have started asking all these questions. Do we really need to consume so much? So environment and social capitalism consciousness, these are the things which are going to be of paramount importance from a home decor perspective, which is our industry, Saint Gobain Jipra. And I think what we saw was people were stuck at home. I think there was one study by a reputed real estate consultant. First time in their lives, very busy couples, they spent so much time in their homes, and they found a lot of aesthetic issues in their homes. So they have done on the go a lot of stuff, and they realized, oh, it was not up to the mark. So from our side, what we saw was a lot of searches of our brand and category. It went up crazy. While there were no orders, because end of the day, physically there were restrictions, but people were searching. So the brands which were smarter, they came up with all the tools and the platforms to engage this audience, and then they leveraged that during the festive season, because the festive season, the pent-up demand, etc., came back in full force, and there was a lot of recovery. Now, unfortunately, we have phase two or COVID wave two. But I think these changes which happened, they are going to stay on. People are going to consume more and more online stuff. So predominantly brands of the future will have to look at hybrid models. It has to be omni-channel, in terms of you can't just rely only on a physical store. It has to be like I can buy in a physical store, get the product dropped at my home, or I can buy online, get it checked in a physical store, and so on. So that is how it looks like, and this is going to continue. The way we are going to learn is going to change. So we don't know really whether it is changed for the better or not. That time will tell. But I think still challenging times are ahead. Let's see.
Right. Yes, you are right. Since the second wave is around there, and lot many lockdowns and has been started up. So of course, it's a wait and watch would be a good situation to look forward to. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. So taking the discussion